Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Chef Lethal Plays Path of Exile. It is the legendary episode number 69, and I promise I'm gonna try to keep the innuendo to a minimum, even though it'll be very hard for me to do so. Alright, let's flip this thing around and tell you about what has been happening in this world. So, it feels like I haven't recorded in a month. It hasn't quite been that long, but I feel like it has. Because I have been doing so much farming and so much stuff that wouldn't look good on camera, and then I got to a point where I was too close to level up to really do anything too risky. And then I leveled up. I am now level 98, which is amazing. Also, really quick, I want to give a shout out to a new friend of mine, Cairns here, number 4321. He was amazing. I went to go purchase an upgraded or a body armor to craft on for 5 divine. I pinged him. He told me, he asked me if I could wait because he was in a boss fight. I said, sure thing. I made a comment that I was impressed that he could even stop and chat while he was in the boss fight. He gave it to me for free and said, thank you for being patient. And then we chatted for like 20 minutes afterwards, and he was helping. He was looking at my POB, and he was telling me about things and kind of helping me along in my late game journey. So shout out to that guy. That was awesome. Love the community. The last episode that I posted was from a live stream. So what I want to say right up front, I know there's going to be a lot of talking. I do have a plan of what I want to accomplish on this episode, but before I get into that, I want to mention that I think the build is done. I don't really think there's anything else I can do. I did the conversion to Chaos Inoculation. You'll see that a lot of builds are playing at this league CI. Chaos Inoculation means you are immune to chaos damage, so your big purple monsters aren't very scary. Poison is not scary, but everything else can be kind of deadly. Maximum life becomes 1, so you're relying on having a lot of energy shield, which I've got about 7,400. I'm so happy. I've spent a lot of divines crafting and lots of really boring rolling mods and everything like that. I could go over the tree, but I'm not really going to. Some things to point out. I do have up here, I've got a rune graft on here of the fortress, so it reduced all my attributes by 10%, but it increased basically my ES by 40%, and the little bit of armor that I have increased that by 40%, so that was really good. I forget what was here, the mastery node that was here, I forgot, but I felt like it was the least valuable one out of all the ones that I have. Not a whole lot has changed with the jewels as far, well, I guess if you watch the stream, but I've got Melding of the Flesh, which it equalizes your maximum resistances based on the resistance type that you have the highest of. So it brings down your maximum. So you're already starting at a 69% maximum, and then you've got to use gems and jewels and items and stuff to get your maximum resistances back up, which I've done. I've got 90% maximum all res. It's incredible. And then I'm immune to chaos damage, so it's really cool. And then all of my small jewels that I have are just adding maximum cold resistance, getting stats where I need it, and hopefully spell damage and like critical damage and stuff. Like here, critical strike chance, energy shield, maximum cold res. I think the last sort of thing I can do with this build is get the appropriate mercenary. I need a ripper or a striker, and it has to have both determination and I forgot what the other mod it needs to have. Whoops-a-daisy. I should probably have memorized that. I wanted to have vitality. Yeah, vitality and determination. Because I'm using determination, and I don't want to. So once I can get that mercenary, I will get rid of determination, and I will run hatred. And then it'll just be overall a good experience. Also, your boy's an idiot, and I'm using a mage blood. It's the leftmost 4 flasks are always being applied to you. I had my Quicksilver in slot 5 until about 3 hours ago. I've played so much, and I'm just a dum-dum. So I don't understand why that happened to me, but it did. But anyway, we're set now. I'm good. And then I hear Tujin talking to me. I don't have a ship out now. I'm so out of sorts right now. Like, I've done so much farming, but actually I had a lot of fun. Breaches are incredible for XP if you can survive them. I've got so many items and just so much stuff happening. I've got a lot of small things I can sell to kind of recoup my currency. Actually, I've got quite a few chaos, but I spent probably about, what did I spend? 21 divine, maybe 23 divines just an hour ago, rolling, like having to buy Eldritch currency, the Grand Eldritch currency, to roll my modifiers on my 3 main pieces here. I was really struggling there. And then probably what I can do is I can get the catalysts here, and if I did, there's one for defenses. I think I only have 1 or 2. Anyway, they're kind of expensive, but you can increase the defense modifiers on a ring. So I would put it on here and get some additional energy shield, and put it on here and get a little additional energy shield. Not much, but you know, every little bit helps. Even 1 can be the difference between dying and not dying. So unless, again, I get really close to like 60% just kind of naturally playing, I'm not going to worry about leveling up. We're just going to rock and roll and see what happens. So what I want to do is we're going to go in and we're going to talk about breaches. So I've been running a lot of breaches, and I've gotten a few of these Breachstones. I'm really surprised I don't have more of Ul-Natal. But we need to complete these with the Maven witnessing. And then there's a Maven's Atlas thing that we can do when all is said and done. So I'm going to put these in order. And you can see 200% experience gain, 150, 100, 100, 100. So I'm going to do these in order. Like this. I don't think they can be modified. They cannot be modified by scarabs. And we do want the Maven. I don't know if the tree matters, but we do want the Maven to witness it, because over there on the left side, my God, on the right side. No wonder I'm like this. Like, I apologize if this is offensive to you, but I'm like almost dyslexic with my left and right sometimes. But the Maven's invitation, the hidden. So I need her to witness Ul-Natal, Zoth, Tool, and Esh. And then for some reason, Chayula is down on the bottom left as feared. So let's go ahead and get Zoth done. Let's try to. I'm not afraid of dying in the game, so this shouldn't be terrible.
Don't bother dodging.
So the idea is you come in, open the breach, and you have to run to the end of the map. And let's see, I'm starting at, basically, actually, not even basically, but pretty much, I guess it is basically. I killed a few monsters after I leveled up. So we can call it, for the sake of argument, we'll call it 0%. And just see what we get here with 100% experience gain. A few other updates while I'm just kind of blasting my way through here. Some of you may remember, or even as early as last episode, I probably complained about the green effects that were showing up and like really crashing down my computer when I would kill certain monsters, and I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was a thing within the league. It turns out I had a microtransaction, and I still do. I changed it, and so occasionally you'll see like this big fiery demon dude fly up in the air and kind of explode. That's a microtransaction that I must have earned from Twitch drops or something like that, because I don't really buy cosmetics. But yeah, I got rid of that, and it seems to have helped. I also changed, I mentioned this at the end of last episode, but in case you didn't make it that far, but I had been crashing, and it had gotten more frequent as I was playing, where my monitors would just turn off, especially in intensive moments. My guess is my GPU was getting overloaded. So I changed the rendering method for the game, and now I haven't had that problem since I upgraded. See, did you see that guy explode right there? That was one of those microtransaction effects. We'll probably see another one here soon. You see, as we kill monsters, the timer just keeps increasing. So I just want to make sure that we get to the end before the time expires, and then we get a portal. And all of our loot will drop. Hopefully these are good breach rings. What level are they? 81. I don't know if I want to keep the 81s. Anyway, we're going to go in, and this will probably be the boss fight.
A match of my might.
Alright, and let's see. Oh, we're just melting him down. Is she going to up the stakes? So I have him stun locked right now. He's frozen. That's amazing. That was incredible. Okay, on to the next one. I don't know if it's worth keeping these rings, because their item level is 81, and the rest of these are 83. This will automatically bring... just whatever, keep them. Just keep them. Ooh, only one more, and we can trade them in. Alright, next up we have Tool. The next thing I want to mention is, and this is kind of going back to quite a while in this season, is some of you may recall I lost my favorite pens, or my favorite pen, and I have no idea what happened to them. Spoiler alert. Still, I even bountied them with my kids, my two older kids. I said, "Look, kids, if either of you can find this pen, I will give you $5." And one of them did a decent job at looking, and the other one barely tried and kept looking in the same places that their sibling did. But that's neither here nor there. But I eventually caved, and I just bought a new one. They're not even special. Like, you look at them, they're not like they're not Mont Blanc. You know, it's not a $200 pen or anything. I think I got a 2-pack of them. I got a 2-pack of them for $9 on Amazon. And I only went on Amazon because I've seen them in the store in the past, recently, like looking for back to school supplies for my kids, and they changed the little handle, like where you hold it. There's like a little pad. And I'll say on the pencils, they have a version that's a mechanical pencil, and it looks almost identical to the pen. I can't believe I'm talking about pens right now. My gosh. Anyway, so the pen version, the little pad is textured, and I don't like it. And the one on the pen is smooth, and I like it. So I said, oh no, I don't want to buy the new version of this pen that has that textured handle, because I'm like that. So it is what it is. It's fine. Whatever. Judge me if you will. I have thick skin. I'll take it. But yeah, I was like, I'm not. I need this pen. Give me my pen. Wow. This is awesome. That was really cool. I'm curious to see what this was. The Snowblind Grace. Arctic armor has no reservation. I think this is garbage. Yeah, that's pretty bad. No big deal. Hey, let's take a little break. This is what, Shin Soul? No, Zoph's Inception. I've had that one before too. Alright, so bing. Now, when you get an inventory full of breach rings, you can get them. You have to click, what is this, 128 times or some shit. Sorry, some stuff. You can identify these if you want. You can use them. But I think most people, and then you have to click them again to get into Lily. And then, but I think, apparently, you could go on certain websites and sell these in bulk. Because people like to gamble. But the thing is, you want to trade these all in because then you will get a grasping male. And there is a plethora of modifiers. Like there's a plethora of versions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a plethora of versions that can go on it, but there's only like one that's good. Like, and I don't even actually know what it is. This is the third one I've turned in. Chill enemy for 1 second when hit, reducing their action speed by 30%. That feels bad. And I was right. So that's another one in the trash. Alright, that's cool. So cool. I'm so glad we did that. I'm just playing around. I am just I find that to be very stupid. Big time gamble, because it takes a long time. The way I run breaches, it takes a long time to get that many rings. I know there's, there are people, you can run a much more juiced up strategy and get a lot more monsters and get, have a stronger character and do more damage and get a lot more rings, but the way I can run them, not quite there. So it takes quite a few breaches to get that number of rings. But it's alright. It's alright. You get a lot of other stuff running breaches, particularly XP and gold was really good for me. I was intermittently doing delving. I was having a really good run in delve where I was actually getting kind of deep. For me, anyway, for my goals of what I'd like to see this character do. And I was finding a lot of rare fossils. Fracturing fossils. Faceted? I think faceted fossils or something, but they were worth like 120C each. And there was one delve that I did where I found like 3 of them in a session. I'm like, oh dang, that's worth it. And I was having fun, It's like, that's one thing that I find. There are strategies that will make you currency, and there are strategies that will be fun, and they are not always necessarily inclusive of one another. So I try to do the things that have a balance of stuff I enjoy and stuff that's actually going to help me progress in the game. Because especially with Path of Exile 2 update right around the corner with Last Epoch just passed, I feel like the economy is kind of tanked a little bit. So the more time that passes is the less opportunity there is to sell stuff to people. But I did see that was, these are so easy. I did see that there's going to be asynchronous trade coming to Path of Exile 1, which is awesome. If you're not good with words, no, don't go in there, you idiot. That just means that you'll be able to, set up your stash tab to sell things, and you do not have to be online to sell them. And apparently there's going to be the option to look around the person's stash tab, see what else they have for sale, and not just buy the one thing. You might be able to almost like a store, look in their inventory, and not their inventory, but their sellable inventory, and see if there's anything else you might like. So I think that's going to have a profound effect on the economy, in both good and bad. You're going to want to make sure that you sell things at a price that you're ready to sell them at, or list things at a price you're ready to sell them at. Because if you undervalue something, even by accident, I've done it before. I've definitely undervalued things, and the only way I've done a sleazy thing too, but I've undervalued something and then like immediately gotten a ping. I'm like, oh, I undervalued this. And I'd say most times I was a bro and sold, took the L and sold them. But there were a few times, I'm not proud to admit, that I would decline the invite and relist the item at a higher price. That could also backfire, and it has backfired on me where, let's say I put something up for 4 div. I'll just say 5 to make it even. Put something on the market for 5 divines, and then I immediately get a ping, like immediate ping, like, oh shoot, okay, I have undervalued this item. So then, let's say I list it for 10, and then no one bites, and then no one bites, and then a few days later, holy moly, look at all the unique items. A few days later, I put it down to 8 divines, and then a few days later, I put it down to 7, and then a few days later, I put it down to 5, and then a few days later, I have to put it down to 3, and then it just never sells, So a lot of the market is a moment in time, and sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. Upgrades a breach unique item or breachstone to a more powerful version. I've never gotten one of these before. That's 1 divine right there. Upgrades a breach unique item or a breachstone to a more powerful item. Ooh, this could be something. Items and gems have increased reservation efficiency. Is this good? Rage Vortex. No, this is probably not good. I don't know. That's kind of questionable. Anyway, there's so much of the market that is moment in time, and you can't plan for it. It's like you miss it. You miss it, and then it's gone. Is this a breach unique? I don't know what this thing does. What this blessing does. It definitely goes in here. Right? Yeah, I've got this blessing. So I guess if I had this breachstone, I can... Like, could I empower this Chayula breachstone? Item cannot apply to the target item. Does it have to be? I guess it has to be Ulnatal's breachstone. Okay, well, got a lot of uniques. Holy moly! Why did this come into my inventory? Because it's fractured, 25% chance to freeze. That's probably not great. We'll put it there, and then start getting our breach rings back. Hey, I don't want to do it with Chayula, but can breachstones be rolled? No. Okay. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Whatever. Kirak wants to talk now, doesn't he? Yep. Now this I can roll. And we'll do this. He's got his... No, that's not his inventory. Anyway. Yeah, so we'll do this one right after I finish. I'll do Chayula. And then this goes to that... Remember, this one goes down to the feared section on the bottom left. So we're going to go in, beat up on Chayula. And there's a tortured spirit. Oh boy. He went the wrong way. Why do I feel like there are 2 breach rings? You see that? Alright, I think... No, there's one here and then there was one over there. Well, I don't know. It's way off screen now, so I'm not too worried about it. This area has 200% increased experience gain. Has my energy shield gone down at all? I'm doing so much damage relative to the enemies that very few of them are taking more than one glacial cascade to kill. I'll be very excited, very interested to try doing some bossing now that we're pretty much set with the character. I do have at least one boss fight that I want to do on camera. And it is Cirrus, or Cyrus, the Awakener. That one I have ready, I'm pretty sure. And that's one that I've never beaten in one try. Like, I've beaten him by myself, and it has never been pretty. It has never once been something that I was proud of. But they did change that you don't lose XP anymore fighting the pinnacle bosses. Look at all these breach rings, man. I should have been doing more of the Breachstones. Just to get more rings. Chayula who dreamt. He's frozen, so he's completely stun locked right now.
Grasp your mortality tightly.
Yeah, grasp your mortality tightly, Chayula. And just go ahead and... Ooh, that's a 6-link. That's a 6-link item. Skin of the Loyal. +1 to level of socketed gems. Cannot be modified. Increased global defenses. Can be transformed with a blessing of Chayula. This feels really bad, though. It has no defenses. But it increases everywhere else 100%. I don't know what I don't... So this is a divine. And this is trash. I don't know what happens if I use the blessing on it. Should we try? Right-click this item, then left-click an applicable breach unique to upgrade it. Target is the wrong unique. What the... Again, is it because this is a Chayula-specific unique item? Oh my gosh, dude. Alright, we're gonna plop that there. Now, let me grab some currency. Because we're gonna run this invite. And now in this invite, I learned that there is no penalty to XP. Not that it really matters. Oh, we're already at 5%. No, I don't like enemies cannot be brought below their base movement speed. Item quantity 46. I think we can do better than that. There's 55. Monsters cannot be leached from. That's kind of ass. And 61%. And I can. And this is a little bit. It seems deadlier because of the critical strike chance, critical multiplier, and more damage and all this stuff. But the fact that I just melted all 5 of them down. Well, there'll only be 4 of them in the map, but. Since I just melted them all down with ease, we'll seize. We should get an Atlas point for this too. Okay.
Now resist my
I was being cocky and I was tanking a few of those hits, but not a huge fan of that.
Twin terrors.
It's okay. Lunatal going down. Because I have to stand still
So brutal.
while I'm casting, I'm at risk of those projectiles.
Give yourself to the void.
Whoa! What in the world? I'm too close. Need to back up a little bit.
Life is so brutal.
Creeping avalanche. I'm just like getting electrocuted
Feel death's cold.
and it's not doing anything. I'm leeching at the same time.
Twin terrors.
And then Ash
Mortal flesh is so foul.
should be dead right now.
A glorious spectacle.
There we go.
This has been most entertaining. Take the
Got 1
prize.
point. Orb of Conflict.
How long have I kept waiting?
Excellent. I've never seen these boots before. I'll definitely take a Breach Scarab, and I won't allocate this. I've made a few changes to some of my trees. I haven't done any major respecs or anything. I don't think I'm going to use my Blight tree anymore. I may completely respec out of it, or spec out of Blight and do something else, because I just didn't enjoy it very much, and it was just crashing my computer too much. Okay, never mind. These aren't very good. But I think I've got a few of these Orb of Conflicts. I do. That's 5 divine. Holy. And I got another Maven's Writ. Hello? Oh, yep, there it is. Cool. And I'm about halfway to a next one. Now, if I go back here, okay, so I've got these crests here from Veritania. These are the Elder Slayers, or the Conquerors of the Atlas. So I can run all 4 of these in the map and go fight Cyrus, or Cyrus. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. I don't remember what the Mortal Grief, Mortal Rage, I don't remember what these get to. These over here, you pick up a lot of these sacrifices at noon, dusk, midnight, dawn, and you put these in your map device and you can get a fight to Adziri, Queen of the Vol, I think, something like that. Her name, I know that it goes to Adziri, but I can't remember her title. But I think now I can focus farm off camera to get more splinters and fragments and stuff to do more bosses stuff. So if we look, the only one I have left to do for the Maven is the Feared. So I need to go do the Alluring Abyss. I don't know. I'm gonna Google all this in real time. Cortex. I think I have a Cortex map. I'm pretty sure I have a Cortex map. I have one Cortex map. Cool. That's great. Good to know. And then the Alluring Abyss. The Alluring Abyss, PoE, is where the battle with Adziri, Queen of the Vol, takes place. It is the Vol. It is often referred to as Uber Adziri. To access it, players must place the 4 mortal set fragments. Okay, so that will get us to the Alluring Abyss to do the Feared. And then the Shaper's Realm is the Shaper fight with the Elder there. So I can't remember if that's considered Uber Shaper or Uber Elder. I think it's Uber Elder. And then the absence of value and meaning is the boss area for the Elder. So I just need to go fight the Elder again with the Maven witnessing. And then you get to do them all at the same time. Crazy. But at least I know now kind of what I want to farm. As far as like the special maps, at least I can get more. I'll need more of these guys. There's all these really. I do have a Valdos. I swear I got this Valdos map, and a foil lightning coil would be pretty cool. But looking at this thing, I don't know what kind of player, what kind of build can do this. It reflects physical damage and it reflects elemental damage. So my initial thought would be like a trapper or a miner or a totem build where you don't do any of your own damage. So probably my old favorite Hexblast mining build could probably do this at a high level. Just in theory with the reflect for elemental and physical. But I certainly couldn't do it. One hit and boom, I'm dead. So no thank you. But that's going to be it for me today. I got to figure out what else I want to do right now as far as like farming and stuff. I think I'll probably just farm, try to get some more of these high level maps and just see how it goes. But that's it for me today. I want to thank you so much for watching. Just as a reminder, that's something I mentioned at the end of last episode. Since the content that would make for interesting episodes is kind of slowing down, and my time is also slowing down, I'm going to switch over to doing every other day, just because I want to, if I can, keep it consistent, and I would stand a better chance at being consistent at every other day versus every single day. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will see you next time.